Why is Google important to you? It's simply because Google has now overtaken all of the search engines in popularity. It's become an internet default to search something on Google. If you don't know something or want to find something, people no longer say, "I'll search for it on the internet." Instead, they'll say something like, "I'll Google it." Today, working with Google has become like a circle. You first promote yourself on Google, get the initial trickle of visitors, and when Google sees that people are visiting your website will rank better. This in turn will help attract more visitors. It's really simple to get an initial rank on Google if you follow all Google-friendly methods. Get in the loop as fast as you can. At the same time, don't forget Google's value in research. You can use this tool significantly in finding out what your competitors are really up to and enhance your strategies. Getting indexed by Google can be a pain, but getting highly placed rankings for specific keywords seems to be the nut that not many web developers without SEO or search engine optimization, experience, or SEO training can crack. These videos, however, will crack the secret Google code for you. Basic SEO optimization. Believe it or not, basic SEO is all about common sense and simplicity. The purpose of search engine optimization is to make a website as search engine friendly as possible. It's really not that difficult. SEO doesn't require specialized knowledge of algorithms, programming, or taxonomy, but it does require a basic understanding of how search engines work. These two types of search engines gather their listings in radically different ways. Crawler-based search engines. Crawler-based search engines such as Google create their listings automatically. They crawl or spider the web, and then people search through what they found. If you change your web pages, crawler-based search engines eventually find these changes, and that can affect how you're listed. Page titles, body copy, and other elements all play a role. The second type is human-powered directories. A human-powered directory, such as Demo's Open Directory, depends on humans for its listings. You submit a short description to the directory for your entire site, or editors write one for the sites they review. A search looks for matches only in the description submitted. Changing your web pages has no effect on your listing. Things that are useful for improving a listing with a search engine have nothing to do with improving a listing in a directory. The only exception is that a good site with good content might be more likely to get reviewed for free than a poor site. Crawler-based search engines have three major elements. The first is a spider, which is also called a crawler. The spider visits a web page, reads it, and then follows the links to other pages within the site. This is what it means when someone refers to a site being spidered or crawled. The spider returns to the site on a regular basis, such as every month or two, to look for changes. Everything the spider finds goes into the second part of the search engine, called the index. The index, sometimes called the catalog, is like a giant book containing a copy of every web page that the spider finds. If a web page changes, then this book is updated with new information. Sometimes it can take a while for new pages or changes that the spider finds to be added to the index. Thus, a web page may have been spidered, but not yet indexed. Until it is added to the index, it's not available to those searching with the search engine. Search engine software is the third part of a search engine. This is the program that sifts through the millions of pages recorded in the index to find matches to a search and rank them in order of what it believes is the most relevant. Major search engines. The same, but different. All crawler-based search engines have the basic parts described above, but there are differences in how these parts are tuned. That's why the same search on different search engines often produces different results. It's found by surveys that when customers want to find a website for information or to buy a product or service, they find their site in one of the following ways. The first option is they find their site through a search engine. Secondly, they find their site by clicking on a link from another website or page that relates to the topic in which they are interested. Occasionally, they find a site by hearing about it from a friend or reading about it in an article. Thus, it's obvious the most popular way to find a site through a search engine represents more than 90% of online users. In other words, only 10% of the people looking for a website will use methods other than search engines. All search engines employ a ranking algorithm, and one of the main rules in a ranking algorithm is to check the location and frequency of keywords. Don't forget that algorithms also give weight to link population, or number of web pages linking to your site. In addition, when performed by a qualified, experienced SEO consultant, your site can be optimized to gain page rank and should be something you consider when launching a new website. Of course, with better knowledge of search engines and how they work, you can eventually do this on your own. In its infancy, search engine algorithms were not that smart and they couldn't work out what a web page was about just from the content. Then came the meta tag, developed by engineers in the mid-90s. The meta tag was used to determine a web page's content and feed it back to the search engines. Great idea, except there was nothing to stop a webmaster from stuffing or spamming their meta tags with irrelevant, but very high traffic keywords and keyword phrases, which of course they did with enthusiasm. You would find adult sites using words like Disney and Pokemon in their keywords meta tag for the traffic. However, today the vast majority of meta tags are worthless, and those that are still considered by search engines aren't worth that much. For example, Google confers no benefit from any meta tags. So if you expect a high Google ranking from perfectly optimized keywords in your meta tags, don't hold your breath. Which meta tag should you use? For Google, adding the description meta tag won't result in a boost in the search engine results pages, or SERP, but the description might be used for the description for your SERP listings in Google. Though you won't get a ranking boost, if you write an interesting description meta tag and Google uses it, not guaranteed, you might get a higher click-through rate compared to a random snippet of text from your pages. All other meta tags, including the keywords meta tag, are either completely ignored or won't result in a SERP boost. Yahoo says they use the keyword meta tag when it ranks a page, so it makes sense to add one for Yahoo and any other minor search engines that still use them. Also, there are directories and other websites that automatically take this information to create a listing to your site. Don't fret over it though. Add the main phrase for that page to the keywords meta tag and user-friendly description on the page to the description meta tag and forget about it.